hello. Let me see if I'm live. Are you? Am I live? Hey, Facebook. Am I live already? Looks like I am live. All right. How's your weekend so far? Welcome back to Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. So let's bring this up. So yeah, let's do this, right? So for those who are new to me, my name is Jason. I'm a Meta Ads strategist and digital marketing coach from Malaysia. So what I do is I help brands optimize their meta advertising campaign as well as optimizing their digital marketing funnel. Because, in my opinion, based on my past experience running ads with thousands of meta advertisers from over 50 countries, I realized that about 50% or even more than 50% of time when a campaign is not performing, it is probably not about the ad. You see, like for example, if you're a lead gen business, if you're facing problem like the lead that you generated are not responding to you well, and then the conversion from like lead to booking call is low, and even conversion is really low. It could be many reasons. It could be your nurturing process problem. It could be your landing page problem. Even for e-commerce, a lot of times when your campaign is not performing, not getting the ROAS that you want, it could be because of other things like your card recovery system, your automation, and even your landing page optimization. So the marketing is actually quite important, equally or even more important than the advertising, because when the audience is into your funnel and they don't see the credibility that they want to see, then eventually you become just like anybody else, and you do not stand out as the best option to your audience. So that's what I do, helping brands to optimize their ads campaign and their digital marketing. So if you've been running ads and you're not seeing, like a constant improvement of a campaign, and you want to find some and another angles to look at whatever challenges that you're facing, and hopefully develop a different route to improve your overall performance. Or even if you have been running ads, you have been getting good results, but you find it difficult to break through certain bottleneck. Yeah, and there are certain clients, they have been doing well running ads for their e-commerce business, for example. But what is the challenge that they are facing here is they can't really seem to scale effectively. As in, like let's say if you've been getting like 10x ROAS, but when you scale further by adding 20% of budget into it, you're not seeing the proportionate improvement in terms of your sales by 20%, for example. So those are all the challenges that we can work together to develop. I cannot say that I have all the answers, like in the world, but what I can do is I can bring together my past 10 years experience working with thousands of meta advertisers and businesses from over 50 over countries to hopefully give you different angles or different perspective to look at whatever challenges that you are facing. Yeah, so if that's what you're looking for, then on my YouTube channel, you will be able to find a link that you can apply for my one-on-one coaching program, where the way I work with my clients is very straightforward. I'm a partner, so as a coach, I bring new perspective to the table and we develop the strategy. I cannot say that I have a, like one size fit all kind of solution for every business, because to be frank, in terms of developing a marketing strategy, there are many aspects involved in terms of your, like what is more comfortable to you, what is working better for you. So those are the things that we will have to customize along the way. But like I say, it's a one-on-one, so we can definitely find a different way to improve our digital marketing in a more effective way, or even meta advertising campaign in a more effective way. So if that's what you're looking for, look for the link on my YouTube profile, and yeah, let's have a quick chat and see how we can work together. So what I do here is I answer questions about meta advertising and digital marketing. So if you have any questions regarding meta advertising specifically and digital marketing, what I would recommend you to do first is please go to my YouTube channel. I have posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Chances are mostly about answering questions. Chances are I probably have answered some question from my audience, probably similar to the challenge that you're facing. So you can find an answer, great. Like move on to the next, because when it comes to meta advertising and digital marketing, there are many things that we need to look into. So if you can find an answer, move on to do what you need to do. Otherwise, all you need to do is post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up on the following Sunday, like this, and I'm going to answer questions live over here. So you can either join me live to watch and listen to my answers or my reply, or you can watch the replay. Either way works, okay? Or even if you're watching the replay, feel free to pop your question in the comment, even if you're watching it. What I'll do is I'll also screenshot your question and I'm going to bring it up on the following Sunday to answer your questions. As you can see, this is episode like, I don't know, 214. Been doing this for over 4 years, 5 years now. It's really something that I enjoy doing on a weekly basis. This is how I give back to my community in a more meaningful way. Yeah, so let's do this. All right, so my first question is from Subidata. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name correctly or not. So this question is about page permanent restriction problem from advertising. So you're asking me to do a video on page permanent restricted. In fact, I've done so many videos about this, but I don't mind to do it again. So basically, if your page is restricted from advertising, there is almost no way to reverse that. You can try to reach out to Meta, but based on my past experience, it is quite impossible. I've got clients who have got over hundreds of thousands of followers on their Facebook page, and it got restricted. It cannot be used to run ads. So my quick answer to, or my quick solution to that would be create a new page to run ads. But doesn't mean that you need to kill your old page, because the old page can still do whatever you need to do, like replying your comment, engaging with your audience and stuff like that. It's just that you're not allowed to run ads. See, community building and advertising can be separated. Of course, it would be best if we combine it together. But to be frank, like I say, rather than spending time trying to get your page back, your business shouldn't be waiting. Because, if especially I have a lot of clients that businesses are heavily depending on the advertising. And if they don't run ads, their businesses literally just stop and stagnant. So we can't afford to do that. So I would say start a new page and start running ads. You can keep trying to whatever appeal or whatever, like keep pushing that if you want to. But start a new page and start running ads. Because here's the thing. Meta support, as you know it, probably, they don't really have a standard route for us to really appear for all these things. So I wouldn't say it's impossible to do that in the future, because I don't know. Because we wouldn't know what will be the new policies that Meta will introduce in the future. So I would say keep the old page running, and then run ads with the new page, and you can actually have some way for the old page, for the audiences from the old page to migrate to the new one. I mean, it's a little bit more troublesome to handle both, but I definitely believe that we can find a way to handle that. And who knows, maybe a few years down the road, Meta realize this is a huge problem. They will allow you to merge these two pages and probably even to lift the restriction on the whole page. So that's something that I'm quite optimistic about, because Meta is always evolving. Facebook is always evolving. And I do believe that, there might be some new policies that we can take advantage on. But for now, start a new one and run ads. I hope that makes sense, because I don't really have any solution to that, to be frank. And yeah, though I have worked with a lot of advertisers who have got their page restricted, ad account restricted, business portfolio restricted, but I think the page restriction is actually the easiest to handle, if you get what I mean. Just start a new one and run ads. Okay? Thanks for the question. Thanks for popping by. I hope that makes sense. But of course, if you need help anyway in Meta advertising, you want me to either look into your campaign. I mean, especially if you do have campaigns running and all that, or even some issues that you're facing right now, you're not sure what is that all about. You want somebody who have faced it before to give you some recommendation about challenges that you're facing. You can actually use this link to book a one-on-one Zoom call with me. And then we can spend 30 minutes on Zoom. You can share your screen. We can look into your campaign performance, or to look into your whatever challenges that you are facing. Well, even some of my clients actually use this link to book a call for me to review their campaign setup before they launch it, or to ask me certain questions about, Meta Ads Manager and whether the setup is correct or not. So anything about Meta advertising and digital marketing, you can use this link to book a quick call, and hopefully we can address this quickly and for you to move on to do whatever you need to do. All right. So that's what we do. Yeah, so that's the question. Thank you so much. Now, the next question is coming from Ali, Eli. I don't know. So, okay, now, so this is a very interesting concept because my video here is about how do we really use awareness and retargeting in a more kind of like meaningful way. But this question is about starting a new sales campaign, meaning that you are using top of funnel, like sales campaign for top of funnel, sales objective for top of funnel, and then you use awareness objective for retargeting campaign for cheaper results and also to control the ad frequency. What do I think? I think it's a definitely a way to do that, but in my opinion, it may not makes a huge difference because essentially you have to understand when it comes to retargeting, no matter what objective that you are selecting, the CPM is naturally high because you'll be targeting a very, very small audience size, whether it's coming from one country or multiple countries. Because people who have, say, for example, added your product to cart, like are really, really of small size. It really depends on how much that you are spending on the top of funnel. So as the size is smaller and very niche, the CPM is more or less the same. I've tried, like for this audience, let's say retargeting, I try comparing sales objective, which is to drive people to drive sales, and awareness objective, which is I actually went for awareness and reach, meaning I want to control the frequency. The CPM is more or less the same. Yeah, because it's niche already. It's difficult audience. So regardless which one you go. But when it comes to that, right, I would say no harm trying that. But I think it's definitely something that we have to experiment to see which one works. I would say, like I said, let's try it. But here's the thing. Because the audience were actually brought in by the top of funnel using sales objective, these are already people who are likely to purchase or have the likelihood to buy something from you. It really depends on what you do. So rather than spending a lot of time experience and experimenting with different objective, I would rather say I'll focus a lot more on the messaging. I hope that makes sense because to be frank, it really depends on what you do. When it comes to retargeting, there are different way of convincing or even kind of like nurturing the audience to make them buy or turn them into an audience or customers. And when it comes to retargeting, there are multiple retargeting, as you probably know, you can do immediate retargeting, which is if you come to my website and you don't buy for the next 7 days, I can start showing you something. And some of my clients benefited from some kind of like periodical retargeting, meaning like, for example, a client of mine who is in aesthetic business, um, the client who actually purchased or even messaged them or even became a lead for service A, 2 months down the road, they might be interested in other services. So we do that kind of retargeting, meaning like if you come in today and become a lead, okay, then you will not be seeing any of one of my ad, but 2 months later, you will start seeing another series of ad that probably says, come back, I'm gonna give you a 20% discount for my other services. Like just come back and use this link or show us this message to get the discount. Those are the things that we can always try. So when it comes to retargeting, I would say I wouldn't spend a lot of time testing with different objective. Like I said, the CPM is gonna be very low. But even if we talk about ad frequency capping, you can still do that even with sales objective. Like what can we do here is we can control the budget because to be frank, as the audience size is small, we spend minimum like 20%. The frequency is naturally higher. But even that, right, we can tolerate because we know that we want these audiences to be nurtured and convinced. But if you have really high frequency, that means your audience size is not that big. We can always reduce the budget to a certain extent. But if you go over and use awareness objective, it may not be able to spend fully. Now, like if you put a, like a cap, because there's too many restrictions in the campaign itself, which is not really beneficial for, like the optimization of the campaign itself if you are using awareness objective. I hope that makes sense. All right. But I say when it comes to top of funnel and retargeting, there are different strategies applicable and all that. It's really important for us to understand what is coming in from the top of funnel, the audience size. We can always plan for that, right? Like let's say a client of mine who's doing a lot of combined advertising on Google and Meta. So the retargeting naturally need to spend a lot more because yeah, it's a different strategy. But we also see a very different segmentation possibilities here that we can group them into different persona, and we run different strategy on different audiences. So those are the things that I would like to discuss more with you. If you need help, right, just in case you want to build a different strategy to optimize your overall, because I've seen a lot of clients who benefited from their retargeting because we naturally spend lesser on the retargeting. But if we do it right, we can create optimum result that will balance up and improve the overall performance on the top of funnel and retargeting combined. Actually lift your overall performance in a very meaningful way. So if you need help strategizing your campaign and all that and kick in the retargeting, you can scan this QR code, and this allows you to book a one-on-one Zoom call with me. Basically, you can do anything in a Zoom call, just you and me. You can share a screen. So some clients ask me to come in and look at whatever campaign that they have and try to, build an optimization plan. So what I'll do is I'll analyze your campaign metrics. I'll guide you through that, and I'm going to give you a plan on what are the things that you can consider doing. Step one, two, three, to maybe, hopefully take your campaign to the next level. And of course, if you have a new campaign that you are yet to publish, you want me to come in and look at certain settings, or you have certain questions about Meta Ads Manager and all that, you can also use that. Some client asked me to just, like, Jason, I book an hour of your time. Can you come in and help me set up my campaign with all the material that I have? I mean, I'm happy to do that, of course. So yeah, anything about digital marketing and meta advertising specifically, if you want, or even some clients come in and ask me questions about YouTube marketing, email marketing. Those are the things that I can help. Scan this QR code, and I definitely look forward to work with you. Okay, now the next question is a question that I got from a new client last week. So basically, this is an agency client. He's a new agency in, let's not talk country. So a new agency, one of the biggest challenges that he's facing right now is he has been running ads to get leads, but the quality is not that good. I mean, that's the problem that I faced many years ago when I was running my ads agency, my digital marketing agency. So when you're running ads to acquire new clients or new prospect or new leads, right? The biggest challenge, as we already know it, is that first, the conversion from lead to call is very low because most of them are just looking around. And then basically, as they do not know anything about you, or they don't have the differentiation idea about your agency or your services, they do not, in a way, I mean, let's put it bluntly, they do not look up to you. And in a way, even if you have talked to them, send them quotation, they are very likely to ghost you. Okay, which is the biggest challenge that we are facing. It's really frustrating as we know it. We spend so much time developing a proposal, sending over the quotation. Even I spend money in the first place to get all these leads coming in, but they are very low quality. But let's not be heartbroken about it. Since you have already spent money getting all these leads in, you can still do something to improve the quality of them over time. Because the benefit of being an agency is that the client change agencies all the time. So it's even they don't choose you today, doesn't mean that they won't choose you 2 years down the road. So what can we do to get high quality clients? So in my opinion, it's not really the ad problem. This is the marketing problem. So I actually, like I said, I was facing the problem until I accidentally started my YouTube marketing in 2021, 2020 actually, through the pandemic. So what changed was, as I already developed about a content that was meant to address questions that my prospects may have. Immediately at that point of time, when I have a lead, I would actually lead them to my YouTube channel, and I would actually start showing them content. So what you can do about this is this. First, I'm already gonna give you a strategy. Let's put it this way. So first, you want to have an optimized digital presence. I call it a social media name card. So as an agency, in my opinion, I definitely prefer YouTube channel because if a person has seen you talking, heard you talking, it's a lot more likely that they will start feeling this, like, I know this guy, and then if they agree to your point, right, it's a lot easier for them to buy into your idea of working with you when they are your lead. So what you can do is you can start optimizing your YouTube channel. I'm not saying that you can't do this on LinkedIn, so Facebook, Instagram. But I prefer YouTube because YouTube is owned by Google, and which is the number one search engine, and YouTube being the second search engine, it allows you to rank higher. So the whole idea here is when you have an optimized YouTube channel, create certain videos that will really speak to your leads in the first place and create them strategically. So, like answering questions about why you are special, certain testimonial, case study, and stuff like that, you can start putting in there. Because when you have that, right, They will be helping in two ways. First, here's the thing: when I see an ad about an agency, okay, before I become a lead, I probably would have Googled you. So when I Googled you, if you can rank quickly, like your YouTube channel appears, it's a lot easier for me to come in and look at all the content. And with that, right, it makes me feel that okay, now this guy is totally different. So it increases the quality in a way. I'm not saying that leads are quality bad, but it's about how much they know about you or how much they trust you. So when they found you on Google, look into your YouTube channel, they find that they like you. So when they come in, it's a lot easier for you to kind of talk to them and, of course, hopefully to convert them. So that's the first thing. So that's the first part of the usefulness of a social media name card or digital name card, which is whether it's a YouTube channel, a LinkedIn post, a page, an Instagram account, either way, whatever that you are more comfortable. Like, but I say, why do I choose YouTube, right? Now, the second thing is you need to develop a series of welcome messages or emails that will prepare your audience to warm up to you in the most effective way. So you can either use video or you can actually do just plain text, but and all that. But if you can integrate your YouTube video and connect it, it's gonna make it a lot easier. So imagine a lead comes in, okay? When they Google you, they found you on YouTube or whatever, doesn't matter. But if they don't, right, immediately you start nurturing them with important messages or important emails. I mean, I usually prefer emails, and in the email you can have some YouTube's link. I mean, video links over there sprinkling around just to let them watch more about you instead of telling them, oh, book with me now, but instead you start nurturing them and giving them more information about what you do. Okay, so that's like the reason why some case study, like this client was facing this problem, this is how we fix it, stuff like that. You need to have a series of emails I mean, I call them welcome emails, especially when you do lead gen. It's really important. So when they are in with all this email, and at certain point you can always use that to kind of like trigger them and say that, oh, if whenever you're ready, let's book a call and all that. So at the same time, you are going to do your active outreach, right? Because you got a lead, you can call them, you can email them and all that. You need to develop what do we call a follow-up SOP over there. And this follow-up SOP usually needs to have at least 5 to 7 touch points. I always encourage that to maximize the impact. So those are the things that you need to do at the very front end. And that I can guarantee you that you will be able to increase the quality of your lead. Because I'm not saying that these leads are not of quality, but it's just because they do not know you. But if you have a system that really warm them up really quickly, it increases the likelihood of them booking a call with you and to become a client. Now, like I say, a lead that comes through for agency is usually has a lot of possibilities because they change agency. So what you need to do next is you need to develop a communication system that nurture your nurture your leads over time in the most effective way. Like I use email marketing, but of course everybody has to develop your own tonality and way of doing email because when it comes to marketing, it's about building something that we can comfortably, continuously doing in the long run in order to see the impact. Like until today, I'm converting about 1 or 2 clients from my email every week. Sorry, every month right now, which is not a bad thing. And judging from my, like relatively smaller leads that I have. But the thing about this here is, like if you keep constantly running ads and you keep constantly having all this email marketing and nurture, like I still see clients who have been in my list for about 2 years when only when they need it they come to me. So it's really something that you have to consider doing because a lot of people will argue that email marketing is dead. But to put it this way, when you want to do your password recovery and everything, you still go back to email, and email is still the most important thing that we will check, especially if you're in business. So do not rule out email marketing. We just need to find the best way to do that. So that's what I believe can really help you improve your overall quality of the leads that you are getting in through advertising. But like I said, when it comes to marketing, it's about finding the best way that fits you. I cannot just give you a way that say that, oh, do YouTube, do email marketing and all that. But even when I say YouTube email marketing, different people has got different style. I mean, you need to find your most comfortable style and way to do it so that you won't feel drained, you don't feel burnout and stuff like that. And what I can do here is I will be able to bring different examples perspective into your whatever marketing development process, hopefully to help you improve the whole thing. So if you need help, I would say go to my YouTube channel over there. I think I've got a lead that you can, sorry, I have got a link on my YouTube channel. But if you just want to come in and just discuss whatever situations that you are having and see how we can quickly answer certain questions that you have, you can scan this QR code. It will bring you to a place where you can book a 30-minute Zoom call, 60-minute Zoom call with me and pay for it right away. So let's come together over a Zoom call and see what are the situations that you are facing. Hopefully, I'll be able to address some challenges that you are facing. And yeah, so basically, like I say, marketing is something that you have to develop over time, because remember, if you do things right, and you probably will become me, where, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the best scenario over here, but like I'm getting leads almost every day now, without paying anything. But these leads are very high quality, because my all these systems in place are already there to nurture them and get them ready to become a client. So that makes you so much easier, make your life so much easier, in the long run. This may not happen in 3 months, but it will happen in 3 years, which is beneficial if you want to, like, get out of this like constant grinding on all these leads and all that, and build a system that can really increase your quality of leads instantly. Let's talk about how we can develop a marketing system for you. Okay, all right. I think that's all for this week. Thank you so much for all the questions. And remember, if you have any questions, pop your question on my YouTube channel. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go live on the following Sunday to answer your questions live over here. All right. So with that, thank you so much. Have an awesome week ahead. Next time we meet is gonna be October already. It's the last quarter of the year. Let's make this work for us. All right. Thank you, and see you next week. Good night. Bye.